All right. So, hello and welcome to the Luxe Conversation with Jacqueline Chai and our exclusive guest. My head is, oh God, it just went crazy. Anyways, our exclusive guests, Garri Davis and Katrina Brown, they're here to talk to us
Hi.
today about their 2022 Lead Her conference that is May 14th, in which I will be speaking at. I am super excited for this opportunity to be a part of this amazing environment and movement to spread heart energy and revenue throughout our community. And we will be discussing entrepreneurship and female empowerment today. Okay. So if you can take the time to please share this live, if you are watching, that would be wonderful. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. So, hi,
Hi.
Garri.
Hello. I'm
Hi,
so
Katrina.
excited. So
Yes.
excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
You are definitely welcome, and I appreciate you for spending this time with me today. So, let's learn a little bit more about each of you. So, Garri, can you tell us about yourself today?
So, hi, everybody. My name is Garri Davis. I own two childcare centers here in Cincinnati, Ohio. I also own a coaching agency called the Garri Davis Agency, where I assist female entrepreneurs with building profits and in their business and working on scaling and growing and things like that. I also wrote a best-selling book called CEO and Stilettos. Go get your copy if you haven't gotten that yet. Most recently, I partnered with another African American for the Brown Girls Real Estate Group, and I am co-founder of the 2022 Lead Her Heart Energy and Revenue Conference here in Cincinnati on May the 14th.
Okay, that's so powerful.
That's
You are definitely a
amazing.
blessing. Okay,
Thank you, girl.
you are welcome.
I'm
So,
soaking up energy. Does this, I'm soaking it up. I'm soaking it up. I'm soaking up this amazing
yes.
energy today. As stated, yes, my name is Katrina Brown, and I am in staffing. I own a staffing company called Get a Shift Staffing. So, from a monetary standpoint, my job is to reject people. So, I get to say the no's, but I get
Okay.
more yeses than no's. So, I also get to be the face of being the yes to pretty much match make talent to positions that fit their career fields, their talent base, and also fulfilling the client need for contingency labor here in Cincinnati. And I am also the co founder of Lead Her Events for our 2022 Female Entrepreneur Conference. And we are ecstatic to really just work with you and just be in a position to bring information about female empowerment.
Yes, it is so important that we work together to let each one of us know that we are worthy, we are powerful, and we can do so much more together rather than apart. So, thank you so much for introducing yourselves. So, today, in talking about female empowerment and the conference, what are some of your personal value systems? I don't know if you guys want to individually tell me that, but it doesn't really matter. I just kind of want to hear like your personal standpoints on.
Sure. If it's better, just in the interest of time, um, I can take the first question. She can take the next.
Oh,
We can
okay,
just kind
let's do
of,
that.
just vibe off each other's female
Definitely.
entrepreneur energy.
Definitely.
So, yeah, let's rock and roll. So, what are my personal beliefs? My
Yes.
personal beliefs are that you are to always be kind, also that the world bears no ill to you, and that you can pretty much do anything in this lifetime if you have discipline, because discipline separates the doers from the non-doers. It will motivate you to get up at night to do something. It will motivate you to not sleep, to get something
Right. To
accomplished.
stay up all night.
Yeah, to get things accomplished. And it's your personal accountability compass whether you get the results that you want or you don't, because you can never be upset with anyone for things you didn't get by the work you didn't put in. So discipline is my personal belief system.
That's a good one. With me being in the health and wellness industry, most of the time people think all they need is motivation and inspiration in order to carry out their goals. But at the end of the day, you can have an abundance of motivation and inspiration. But if you don't have discipline, or if you're not gaining or seeking discipline, then you will not accomplish the goal, because motivation is, it fluctuates.
Yeah.
Inspiration is contingent upon whatever inspired you that day or that moment or that hour, and it can change. So definitely a great system. Okay.
Thank you.
um, Gary, do you want to share yours?
I just try to lean always in on integrity. I've said it 1,000 times that I'm always trying to do the right thing, even when no one is looking.
Yes.
So it's really, really important for me to surround myself with people that do the same thing. In business and in life, we always come across many, many different people. But I always just want to surround myself with people that are locked in on their integrity and have good intentions, good energy, have a good mindset, because that helps me to stay inspired and motivated. And, sometimes as women, we find ourselves working in this silo area, and we always need a little bit of help. And so by having those type of people around me, I always have somebody to lean on, some type of unicorn, or, somebody, a friend of mine that I can call whenever I need help or if I have questions. So I always want to make sure that I'm surrounding myself with the right type of people and people that are ingrained in integrity.
That is beautiful. So integrity is something that I try to instill in my family values, like from my husband to my kids to, whoever is around me.
Mm-hmm.
I think integrity is something that's overlooked and undervalued in our community, because
Mm-hmm.
it's not something that we are taught. A lot of us don't grow up in families that have systematic ways of doing things. We just do it. They just think we're going to learn.
Well, I think
Yeah.
some of the things are systematic, but we grew up in houses that said, what happens here stays here, which makes you have to go out and possibly not tell the truth all the time.
Yeah,
So I think
that
it's the
makes sense.
way, if we know better now, so we need to do better.
Yes.
And so we are trying to raise our daughters differently, our children differently, and have different type of authentic relationships in
Right.
2022.
Say be authentic and vulnerable in 2022, because baby,
Totally.
it
Totally
takes
agree.
some
I totally
vulnerability,
agree.
okay?
Yes.
To be authentic in this cold world, okay?
Yes.
So, in business, who do you look up most to and why? Like, who inspires you?
So for me, this might sound boastful, but I look up to me.
Okay. Not boastful at all. Not
It
boastful at
takes
all. It's me versus me, right?
all day, every day. I can't lose. So
Right.
I feel like just in life and in the things that I've had to endure in life, a lot of times when it comes down to it, I'm having to depend on myself, you know, just to motivate myself sometimes to get out of the bed, to keep moving forward, to pick myself up when I've fallen down again. And so at the end of the day, when I look back on how I started to where I am now, I see a inspirational person, full of grit and desire and a don't quit attitude. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I don't care if you say no. I'm going to knock on somebody else's door. And that is why I feel like I'm an inspiration to myself. There's nobody in my family that came before me that has had the successes that I had. So I don't have any examples. I'm a trailblazer.
Hey,
I'm doing it myself. So
you are the beginning.
yes, I'm the.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that's why I say me. And my coach Lisa Nichols, who is one of my most favorite people and that breathes air on this earth. I love her to death.
Okay.
She inspires me. Her story inspires me. Starting from nothing, not even having enough money in the bank to buy diapers for her son, to become a multi-million dollar transformational speaker. I mean, she's transforming lives every single day. And so just to know where she came from and to personally connect with her and hear her story and where she's been to see where she is now, I am definitely always inspired by her. I love her to death.
Oh my gosh. I was watching one of her YouTube videos and she commented and I was like, oh snap! I was geeking. I was so happy.
Yeah,
So
she loves social media. She loves to be interacting and engaged with her tribe. She has a conference coming up this weekend or maybe next. Soon. It's coming up soon. I think it's free. You should get on there and just soak
okay.
up some of her knowledge. She's awesome.
Yes, I'm a glutton for learning. Okay. Sometimes I have to take breaks
Yeah.
because I will soak up so much. I mean, your brain can only utilize so many things.
Yeah,
So,
but her thing is not just professional development. I mean, we get soaked up in that a lot, trying to
hmm
make sure that we're developing our brands, developing our business. But what she works on is your personal development, the thing that we forget and we leave behind,
right.
thinking that we're good when we're not. She helps us work through those things. So that's why I love her because she helped me work through a lot of my stuff.
Hey, I'm glad that you have that outlet. And I pray that anybody watching is able to take that tool themselves or at least be inspired to find them a mentor or a transformational speaker that speaks to them and allows them for growth and change in their life because we have to get rid of this narrative that we don't need anybody else. You
Mm.
know, we don't need another woman or another man because men like to say that all the time. I don't need another man to tell me what I need to do. Like, yes, you do, sir. That's why you're doing it. You know what I mean? So it's just the same for us. And I think as women, we can become prideful and egotistical in that way to where we think, we're good. Like we don't need someone else to tell us what we need to do or what we could be doing better. And I struggle sometimes with that as a friend because sometimes it's intimidating to tell someone, especially another woman, like you shouldn't have did that. Like that was a lot, because they don't take it well. And I think it shouldn't be that way. It should be something that you should be open to receive, especially from a friend, especially from your peers who are looking out for your best interest. You know what I mean? So
Well, if they don't receive it, it's not.
say
It's,
it's not
maybe they're just not ready.
maybe that I think that's what not being ready sometimes is the time that you need to listen,
Well,
like and I get some backlash because I'm the big bad wolf. I know I seem all nice and friendly and everything, but I'm like really the big bad wolf because I'm the one that's always trying to steer people on the right path. And I had to learn a long time ago that you can't help anyone, like you said, that doesn't want to be helped. And you also have to realize that everyone isn't your assignment. And it has alleviated a lot of stress, but I can say that my assignments currently are very stressful still because they be like, I want you to help me, and I'm helping, and they're like, that's too hard. So anyhow, I'm a ranter, so I hope y'all are
no
okay with
worries.
that.
No worries.
Well, someone that I look up to in business is the late great Madam C.J. Walker. She was the first, female millionaire, and here in America, coming from a family who used to be property to creating services and products in actual profit is really inspirational for me as a second generation business owner. So I feel like there's a level of duty to myself, and there's a level of duty to other young girls who are one day going to consider what it looks like to chart their own path in this thing that we call life. So that's really, really the skeleton and the blueprint of what I think business should be about, because she was probably the first woman that you saw that not only started a business, but she had a conference for that very same business to bring business owners together. She was the first female boss aesthetically with her nice car with her girls hanging out the whip, and just really owning her space.
Right.
And
Definitely.
So I definitely look up to her.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the movie, because that's how I really got to know her, is by watching that movie. She just was not going to take no for an answer. Like, I'm going to build this factory come hell or high water. It's getting built.
Yes.
And that's the determination of a woman, for sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. So I definitely like that you guys both chose such powerful people as including yourself, because I like the idea of seeing yourself in the same light that you see the person or people that inspire you, because that's the only way that you're going to achieve the goal of being, being like them or surpassing them or whatever the case may be, is by being able to see yourself that way, right? Because if we can envision it, we can achieve it. If we can't, then where are we going? So
well, see, I think back, like, before I even met Lisa Nichols, I would have never highlighted myself, know. But one of the things that she starts a lot of her trainings off with, and when I'm with my staff, I do the same thing. I say, how would you like to be celebrated?
That's great.
And it's weird because people that are used to doing it, they're celebrating everything. Like, oh, I had time and to go get my nails done and I didn't have my children with me, or I read a book, or I cleaned my room, or anything. And other people that are new, they're just sitting there, because they're just not used to celebrating themselves and saying it out loud. And so that's why now I'm not afraid to celebrate myself. If I don't celebrate me and Katrina doesn't celebrate me, who's going to do it?
Right. Most definitely. She said, I got you.
Well, I'm like, get her book everywhere we go. I'm like, my friend's book. And they're like, really?
That's how it's supposed to
pull up your phone. You should buy it right now.
Right.
That is right here on my phone.
I'm like, get it right now.
Right.
So what is your ideal revenue landscape for Lead Her specifically, I guess, is?
What's yours?
Well. I would say, because I believe that all women should make $1 million+, then that is our baseline. That is our baseline. That is our, our foundation of how we can say we are at the point that we want to be, so that we can pivot and go from our conferences to our, remember we even talked about retreats.
Retreats.
And so,
ooh, that sounds nice.
So the landscape has to at least be $1 million, because we have to say $1 million before we say multi-million.
Yes.
So it has to at least be $1 million so that we can move our mission of Lead Her. Maybe you'll see us, on the Amalfi Coast in France, talking about
next year. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm there. As long as I'm not out of the country and it's like crazy stuff going on, I'll be there.
If you're a Lead Her, you'll make it work for you.
Right.
Right.
So to me, there's a lady out there. Her name is Susie Carter. She's a coach. She coaches around mindset, but she really focuses on money. Okay. And the first time that I saw her, she kept saying, repeat this: money is my birthright.
Money is my birthright.
And so I started to say that every day: money is my birthright, and money is all around me, and if you start using affirmations, things will start to manifest, And so if I go home right now and I get a check in the mail for 43 cents, I just say, thank you, God, for this blessing. If I get one for $43, same thing. You know what I mean? Because those are things that we overlook. But those cents add up to dollars, and those dollars add up to millions. If I think about what my landscape is for myself, for my business, for my friends and everybody around me, I would say that as far as money is concerned, the possibilities are limitless. It's out there to get it. We just have to go and get it. It's not going to just knock on our door and land at our feet most times. We're going to have to go out there and hustle to get it. And So I feel that it's limitless. And
Limitless. I
yes,
love that.
as long as we're working towards it, it's coming towards us because we are manifesting it.
Yes.
We're making this happen.
Definitely. I totally agree with you. My a lot of my background is in network marketing and multi-level marketing, and in pretty much every business that I've done, that is the goal. That is the motto, that it's limitless, because anytime you're in retail, you write your paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I think a lot of times people forget that they're in control, especially as entrepreneurs. A lot
Yes.
of times we walk away from opportunities because our pride is too big
Yes.
to go for the sale, or to go for the opportunity to get them to purchase your service or something like that, because we feel like we're chasing someone, or we feel like it should be, they should want to come to us. But that's not how business works. And the way you build your framework for your business is by chasing, essentially, at first.
Mm-hmm.
You have to grab their attention. You have to let
Mm-hmm.
them know that that what you have is worth them buying, or
Mm-hmm.
that the relationship that you build is worth them supporting you,
Finding your audience.
whatever the case may be. And
Mm-hmm.
so I like that. Limitless.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down,
Write it down,
and
girl.
I'm
Use
going
it.
to, and
Make
I'm,
it your own.
look, I needed a reminder because today, I'm gonna just be transparent with you guys. I haven't worked today, but I made $200 because my,
Because
my
money is
business
all
is
around you.
limitless. I don't. I have put the work in to be able to maybe have $200 day or $1,000 day, and do the things that I need to do to take care of my family without having to chase someone else down to get it.
Right.
But in the beginning, and I know $200 doesn't sound like a lot, but for an entrepreneur, one day I might make that, the other day I might make uh, 10 times that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is to say that I put in the work to where I was just sitting around having lunch with a potential business partner, and I was making sales. You know what I mean? And if I hadn't have put myself out there, then that wouldn't have happened. So that's a very empowering thing, to be able to see yourself as a limitless source of income.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what are two books that have shaped either your leadership or your business metric? So, oh, what? I want to know, because I'm going to write these down, because I know y'all got some good stuff here.
The book.
Okay. So one of my books that are really inspirational, and they are certainly reflective of my business metric, is We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rogers.
I just downloaded that book.
Did you?
We should all be millionaires.
We should all be millionaires.
I'm serious. I'm about to write this down.
Absolutely. So the reason why that shapes my business metric is because the emphasis on the book is that, again, your resources are endless when you decide to have a plan and execute that plan. Mm-hmm. And when you remember that making money is very easy, it's not the hardest thing you'll ever do in this lifetime. It comes down to, how are you identifying your audience? How are you giving a product and or service that speaks volumes and marries into your character base? And making sure that you encourage every single woman that you know to also become a female millionaire. So that is exceptionally why I love Rachel Rogers. I follow her on all platforms. I watch her podcast, listen to her podcast, my apologies. And that's really a book that is amazing. And lastly, Arlen Hamilton has a book called It's About Damn Time. And she is a female venture capitalist, and her story in terms of how she got to that place in her life is extremely empowering and inspirational, because she goes from sleeping in her car to, having $1 million deals in Silicon Valley, all within maybe a 2-year time frame. So she really puts the pedal to the metal and gets work done, and she capitalizes off of that, and she has started her own firm called Backstage Capital.
That is super dope. That's really, really inspirational. In 2 years. I can't wait to finish writing my book, because
we'll buy it.
Yeah, we will.
So
So
Garri, What about you?
2 books for me. I had to write it down.
Okay.
One was The Miseducation of the Negro. I don't know if
Oh,
you've
I love
ever
that.
read that book, but I first heard about this book when I was a freshman in college and didn't read it for a few more years. But it did teach me to not be inferior under any circumstances. Um, some people translate that to angry black woman, and I just translated to being assertive and going after what I want. Um, the other book was The Four Agreements. Have you ever read that book?
No, I have not. I'm not
You
gonna lie.
read that?
I have not, but I just wanted to insert that Carter G. Woodson is the author
Yeah, Carter G.
of
Woodson.
that particular book, so I can make
Right.
sure that you find it.
And The Four Agreements, the guy that wrote it, his name is Don Miguel Ruiz. And The Four Agreements is one, be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. And
So yeah, that was a part of my personal development. So yeah, that
yeah,
book
and that was the
came.
part of mine too. So, back when I started in business, I would not have been able to appreciate this book. You know, the part about not taking things personal was one of the girl, I needed therapy. It was one of the hardest things I had to learn how to do is to not take things personally. Um, but over a period of time from when I first started in business to now, I think I have overcome a lot of things and grown in business. So 99% of the time, I'm not taking things personal. But this book is you can read it in a day. You can read it on a flight or while you're waiting for your flight. It's very short. I do give it to all my leadership staff, and hopefully they read it and digest what's in the book. But it's really good. It's a really good read, and it does help set the foundation of just being an entrepreneur and business owner.
So before you go to tell us the second book, can you tell
I
me?
told you two already.
Oh, you did. Don't
Yes,
see.
the miseducation of the Negro.
I
Yeah,
got it.
4 degrees. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, don't mind me. I literally thought there was another book coming, but I do want to ask you because I believe in alignment. And today I had a situation with my friend, and she tends to take things a bit personal, not with me, but just with our exterior surroundings.
Mhm.
And she's in business too. And so, what advice would you give to someone who struggles with just taking things personal when it's really not? And that business should never be the lines of business and personal should never be blurred, pretty much.
I think that's something that you learn over time,
Okay.
and that it's going to take her personal experiences to help groom her out of that. Sometimes when you're giving people advice, like I said, they're just not ready. They're not ready to hear it, and they really can't do anything with it. They don't have the capacity to take action. And so I would offer her up advice. And if it's something that she can use, she will use it. If not, she'll tuck it away and use it later. But this is about her journey and her personal growth and her business growth. And, we can't always expect our friends
Mm-hmm.
to follow in our pathways. So
Okay.
I would just give her an opportunity. I would definitely, hey, I'm giving Katrina advice all the time. Do you take it all the time? Yeah,
I do. An overwhelming amount of time I do.
But sometimes we just disagree, flat out just disagree, and it's okay. It doesn't make me more right or more wrong or vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this is where we are, and this is who we are, and this is what we believe. So, I mean, just let her be her. She's going to grow out of it at one point.
I appreciate that.
I would even say it's okay to lean in to conflicts with love, and really just be in that leaning in with love, also be straightforward. So I would be the person that's totally comfortable with leaning in and saying, what is the best way to disagree with you? Healthy,
Different.
because
Oh, that's a good question
yeah,
to ask someone. What is the best way to disagree with you?
yeah, because it lets them know that in fact, it's coming, but it's coming from a place of seeking to understand, not seeking to agitate.
Right.
So maybe just try to lean into that conflict with love and just ask her straightforward, like, I love you, I value you as a friend, and business is just one facet of what you and I do in this life. and what's the best way to disagree with you in a healthy way.
That's good. I like that.
Thank
So
you.
let's get to the reason why we're here.
Oh yes,
Um,
a reason we're
what is Lead Her, and what can the guests expect from you at the 2022
Yeah.
Lead Her conference?
Well, the conference is going to be amazing. We have 18, is it 18?
I think it's 18.
18 female entrepreneur speakers that will be coming to the stage. Some of them will be doing a VIP session with people that purchase VIP tickets. And so they'll get exclusive content and information up front from them. And then afterwards will be the general admission where the rest of the speakers will come. I think there may be a couple, one or two duplicated.
Yes.
But they will be talking about all things business from their specific industry. And so if you're interested in learning more about a new industry, or if you are already in that industry and you want to learn from somebody that has been there and done that to save you some time and money, then you need to come to the conference to hear what's going on. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be fun and interactive, and it's going to be full of resources that you can't get anywhere else in an 8-hour period.
Yes, and that is phenomenal. And I will also be one of those VIP panelists. So you'll get to chat with me for a little bit, just dig a little bit deeper into business and, what are some things that I dealt with as a female entrepreneur in ways that I had to pivot, in business as well. And really redefine what community looks like for women in business. Really reimagining what it looks like to connect with other women who offer services who are not in the same room as you, who are not in the same in the same ethnicity as you, maybe like age sector as you. Mm-hmm. Because what it comes down to is, what is the best way to find a new opportunity to maximize profit, but also keeping our her alive, which is our happiness, our effort, and our resiliency in business in a way that feels most comfortable and most loving and most welcoming by, women like us three today.
Yes.
Yes. And you know what? I definitely love that you said happiness, effort, and resiliency. And I will be sure to include some of that in my speech.
Absolutely.
And we're sure your speech is going to be awesome and filled with a lot of personality and great information.
Yes. I'll go ahead and share what I'll be talking about. So my field is actually health and wellness. So I am a health and wellness coach, and I am working towards being a successful transformational speaker myself. And so in that, I have experienced a lot of network marketing, and I would like to share my experience in network marketing, how you can network to build your net worth. Throughout my life, I have met so many people, and I have made so many valuable transactions and relationships with people that have now led me to this moment. And so I would like to share how powerful that can be, and how inspirational it can be for your business, because you need other individuals like yourself. You need resources for different things like graphics and event coordination and stuff like that will help keep your business going, so that you're not the one doing all of the work. One of my biggest things throughout my life has been asking for help. And so I have built this big old network, and I have not used most of it
yet. You have not used it yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have not used most of it yet. And that is simply because I struggled for so long with asking for help. And so even in me not asking for that help in the past, in this season of my life, I have been able to reach back. And all of those people that I've connected with have kept that line of communication open with me, just because of the value that I have provided with them in the past. And so all it takes is one interaction with that person to be locked in for life. Okay.
Right.
So that is what I have today. And I thank you both for joining me today on the Luxe Conversation. I pray that you guys enjoyed it as well.
We did. It was
great.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I just invite you all to leave a message for the listeners or the viewers. Any tips that you want to give them before we go?
Yes, we have a tip. If you're interested in coming to the conference.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
A tip and a plug, okay?
Yes.
We would love to
It's
host
a tug.
you.
We're giving you a tug,
Yes.
a tip and a plug.
Yes.
Okay.
We would love for you to come join us at our conference, May the 14th, 2022 at the Summit Hotel in Cincinnati, Ohio. Tickets are available now. Early bird tickets have sold out. We don't have any more of those, but there are still tickets available at www.leadherevents.com, or you can find us on Facebook at, what is the Facebook page?
Lead Her Events.
Lead Her Events.
Okay. So all of that information will be in the comments in the description. And you guys will be able to follow Lead Her Events and also register for the event. I invite you to come out. It's going to be amazing and inspiring and valuable experience. And I can't wait to see you all there. I invite you to like us on Facebook and follow on Instagram at the Manifest Luxe podcast. And then I also invite you to say an affirmation with me before we go. And so, what was the affirmation that we were going to say that I said I was going to say? I am limitless.
No. Okay. Money is all around me. Money is my birthright. And
okay.
Hold on. Money is limitless.
Money is limitless. That was it. Okay.
Money is limitless.
My income growth. I'm sorry. My income growth.
So
limitless.
Money is limitless. Money is our birthright. And
let me do it, Jackie. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Money is all around me. Money is all around me. Money is my birthright.
Money is my birthright.
My income growth is limitless.
My income growth
is limitless.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
I love
all right,
it.
y'all. Have a great day.
Thanks
great
again.
night.
Thank you so much.